It really feels like we are living in strange times, chaotic times. You know, I've lost count over the last couple of years of the number of times I've heard people say we are living in unprecedented times, and yet it seems to be true every time it's being said. It's weird, isn't it? How do we, as Christians, as people who follow Jesus, how are we supposed to navigate what's happening politically around us at the moment? You know, we're in a cost of living crisis, and the economy feels like it is unstable. Our politics is unstable. Any of the traditional things we might have felt we could grab hold of and have security in, all of them feel unstable at the moment and uncertain, and that we are on shaky ground if we put our dependence or confidence in any of them. Except, of course, for those of us who follow Jesus, he is the anchor for the soul, who is sure and steadfast. So what does it look like for us to live as a people of mercy, a people of peace, a people of hope, a people of joy in the times in which we live? And by the times in which we live, I don't mean this century, I mean this week. What does it look like for us to be a people of mercy who reflect Jesus to those around us this week coming up? First of all, as Christians, I think we must be praying. We must be praying for mercy at the moment, for God to have mercy on our nation, for God to have mercy on us across the board in every which way. You know, people's lives are getting harder, and that's true for people in poverty above all others, where actually those who thought things couldn't get worse, it seems they are getting worse. It seems that food prices are still going up, that energy bills are going to go up again, that petrol prices are fluctuating and with great uncertainty. So we must be praying. Sometimes I think we can think that's so obvious, but I don't know if you're anything like me, I can forget that that's where I need to start. How seriously at the moment are we praying for God to have mercy in our neighbourhoods, in our communities, in our churches, and in our nation as a whole? Are we speaking mercifully at the moment? It's so hard, isn't it, when political decisions are made that we either fully support or we fully wish were the complete opposite. It's so hard to speak mercifully. And actually, I've been looking at social media today, and it is just mean. A lot of it, what people are posting, it doesn't matter whether we like our political leaders, it doesn't matter whether we like the opposition. If we are the people of God, we are supposed to be a people of mercy who recognise that every single person on the planet is made in the image of God. So we need to be those who are speaking mercifully. I'm not just saying this to you, I'm saying it to myself. It's so easy to say things that are unkind, to make kind of sarcastic or cynical jokes at someone else's expense, to feel like people deserve our vitriol, our hostility, and sometimes they do. But since when for Christians has anything been about what we deserve or don't deserve? God is gracious and kind to us when we don't deserve it. He speaks mercifully about us. So we're to be those who speak mercifully. And we're also to be those who act with mercy, particularly making a difference to the most vulnerable. And we're going to need to do that more than ever. If you watched Monday Mercy a couple of weeks ago, you'll see that we believe that we are going into a time of deeper darkness as a nation. And it's interesting to me as I've been reflecting on Isaiah 60, a passage that as part of the prophetic we've been sensing over the last few weeks, where it says, "Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But the Lord will arise upon you, and his glory will be seen upon you." I find it fascinating that this comes in Isaiah 60, which is between Isaiah 58, famous passage for many of us, about what true fasting looks like, about what it looks like to actually genuinely, wholeheartedly follow God. It looks like loosing the cords of injustice. It looks like feeding the hungry. It looks like providing shelter for the homeless, and so on and so on. And then, of course, after Isaiah 60 comes Isaiah 61. The Spirit of the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. That Spirit that anointed Jesus, as he talks about it in Luke 4, is also on you and me as followers of Jesus to be good news to those around us. So how do we pray at this time? How do we support people? How do we actually support the poorest? but also show some support for the most powerful in terms of influence, in terms of bringing about change. What does it look like to be a people of mercy? You know, at Jubilee Plus, we've got loads of things coming up that we're really excited about. We've got our kids curriculum to help our children become merciful, compassionate, those who bring God's hope into the lives of the most vulnerable around them. Next year, we'll be bringing out our discipleship course and prayer resource and all sorts of things like that. In the meantime, though, I just want to encourage you again, if you haven't yet booked in for Churches That Change Communities on the 12th of November in Milton Keynes or online, please join us. We believe this conference is coming at a crucial time for our nation, and we would love to see you there so that together we can become more merciful as we look to bring glory to God in our nation at this time, but also to do good to the poorest, which I feel like has never been more necessary in my lifetime than it is right now.